Star Wars Visions is growing. What began as a series of animated shorts on Disney Plus is now moving into comic books. If you're unfamiliar with the Visions line, they're Star Wars stories that exist outside of the main canon. Creators can come in and tell any story they want using their version of the Star Wars aesthetic without having to worry about pre-existing lore or timelines or anything else. The results have been visually interesting at the very least, and some of the stories, like The Ninth Jedi or Screecher's Reach, have been downright astounding. After the first season or volume of the animated series, a tie-in book and comic for the Duel were released, Ronin by Emma Candon, and a one-shot comic written and illustrated by Takashi Ozaki, which features some absolutely stunning art. I don't buy physical copies of every comic, but I got this one. I was glad to see some tie-in materials for Star Wars Visions, but what was just announced for comics is different. According to StarWars.com, we'll be getting a series of brand new tales in comic form, not tie-in content. The first issue will come out in November, written and illustrated by Peach Momoko, who has been working with Star Wars for a while now, illustrating variant covers and more recently working on Darth Vader Black, White, and Red. Her vision will tell the story of a cult that developed in the centuries following the death of a Sith Lord. The leader of the cult believes herself to be the heir to the Sith, and a girl and her droid rise up to stand against her. Which sounds cool to me. I really dig cult stories, and it sounds like Momoko does too, saying, "I wanted to tell a story about a cult, and I felt within the Star Wars universe the dark side was something that ties to when a human or something living loses itself and then wants to rely on believing something in order to have hope to live. I believe falling to the dark side is nothing to be ashamed of. It could save you. Sometimes the dark side can help defeat your trauma and fear. In the story, the cult's belief is that the time when light defeats darkness has ended. It's time to accept the darkness, and the cult leader is only using the dark side to help those who need a dark light." This sounds like the perfect kind of story for Visions. I think it could get really philosophical and less black and white in its morality than most Star Wars stories tend to be. Like the rest of the Visions line, this seems like it could be testing the waters a bit to see how Star Wars fans react to this kind of story. But mostly, I'm just happy to see more in the Visions line. As a canon junkie and someone that is perhaps overly concerned with lining up every story as if I'm assembling a puzzle, there's something liberating about Visions. It helps me turn that part of my brain off to just sit back and enjoy. I know some fans will only read or watch something if it's canon, if it counts, and that's fine. I don't look down on that position because there's only so much time in the day. It's hard for me to keep up with everything, and it's my full-time job. But Visions has put out some truly special stories, and I'm excited to see comics offering more variety like this. I wouldn't mind it at all if we got more books in the future as well. But that's it for today. Let me know what you think of this news in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on our socials, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.